Before I proceed with this video, I want to put a disclaimer out there. This is not me saying single parenting is bad. This is not me saying children trained by single parents are not good, or they lack some things, or they are not the best, or they don't become what society needs. No. Neither am I saying those single parents are not doing enough. But this is me giving an overview of how single parenting works and making those that haven't gone into it yet understand that single parenting is not an easy journey. Having said that, let's go straight into the video. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Treasures Dynasty. If you are seeing this face for the first time, please do well to like my videos, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, turn on your post notification buttons to get first-hand information whenever I post any new video. So we are looking at a very lovely topic today, which is single parenting. Single parenting. I know you must have seen the caption and you've known what we are discussing. Yes, I chose this topic because many of the time you see, based on the way the world is going now, I see most of our single ladies will tell you, men has come. Instead of me to go into any relationship, let me be a single mother. I'll give birth to my child. I'll take care of my child. Possibly based on what you are seeing from the celebrities and what you are seeing generally out there. And the thing is that when you see those things happen, you don't stay with those people. You don't live with them at home. You know little or nothing about them. And you try to mold your life. You try to see them as your role models and you mold your life around them. So I felt we should discuss about it. Let's talk about it. The comment section is open. Put your comment out there. If you're a single mother, what is your experience? How has it been with you? If you are a single father, what is your experience? Has it been easy with the kids and the rest of it? So I would like to get your view. Single parenting can be looked at from different contexts. One, it can be possibly the death of the partner, either the man or the woman, or the other way around, when the partner is not there outrightly to support with the upbringing of the children. Now, I'm not talking about supporting with finances. I mean supporting with the upbringing of the children, because your partner can be supporting with finances, there can be child welfare or whatever, but if they are not physically there to help in the support and the upbringing of the children, I see that as single parenting, because every other attribute the child possesses, it will basically fall under the person's attributes, values, and lifestyle. So having said that, single parenting most times doesn't happen intentional. Most persons don't actually sit and say, oh, I want to be a single parent. No. It's very rare. Sometimes it's due to one thing or the other. Another times, experience. Maybe they had a partner and along the line, issue of divorce, issue of separations, that is where you see, and one partner will say, okay, I know, no problem, I will manage the children. I am capable enough of taking care of my children. That is where you begin to see issue of single parenting. The man is going his way, the husband is going his way. But I bet you it has never been easy. Bringing up children without the physical help of your partner, physical support of your partner, without your partner being there, without you guys being together, working as a team in an environment and doing things together, smile together with the children, laugh together, go out on a trip, and the rest of it, I see that as single parenting. Now, single parenting can come from another instance, possibly a thing whereby the kind of business the man does or the kind of job he does, he's outside residing in another state, the woman is in another state, situation whereby, let's say Abuja, Port Harcourt, and these kids are meant to see their parents or see their dad or their mom, let's say once in 2 years, twice in 2 years, thrice. They are not always there. Once in 2 years, twice in 2 years. These are areas you see single parenting begins to curl in. Now, there are sometimes some of those young girls, when I hear them talk, these single ladies, they'll tell you, say, I don't care. Men are scum. Men are this. They are not good. They are not to be trusted. I better have a child and raise my child single-handedly. Come on. I'm not here to criticize you. I'm not here to condemn those that are already into it. But I'm just here to tell you that it's not easy. I wish you better plan, pray, and work towards getting a right partner, other than spending your time, your energy, speaking such thing about yourself. It's better you plan, you get the right knowledge, you pray, you prepare yourself for your marriage, other than speaking such about yourself and your future children yet unborn, because the journey of a single parent has never been easy. Assuming God wanted Adam to be alone, he wouldn't have had a second thought of bringing Eve in. He would have said, okay, no problem. Adam, you're in the world. And somewhere you see Cain. Cain will come into the scene, and God will tag him a child. And assuming that happened in the creation, I don't think anybody would have questioned it. Yes, it would have been that the man was created and God also created the children. Nobody would have questioned it. Another cause of single parenting is a situation whereby you see a young lady, she's in her 30s, 35, 40, and she looks around herself and sees that men are not forthcoming any longer for marriage, and if I remain like this, possibly I might not get married. And she ends up getting pregnant for God knows who, and gives birth, and choose to do both the job of the mother and the father. That is another cause of single parenting. So not only the older ladies, it also happens with the younger ones. While growing up as a teenager, you come up, you become a young girl in society, you feel you are hot, you feel people are around you, men are hanging around you, and you don't know when you get yourself into such responsibility of having a child and nurturing a child. These are some of the instances where single parenting come into play. However, being a single parent, I will always say, is not an easy task, and is not a good one either. Let me share a story, a brief story about this lady. She's a naval personnel. And it happens that within a particular time, they are being transferred from one area to another. And most times, she opts to go with her children. And the husband that has this static job he does, he has a workshop, he has a place where he does his business, doesn't really have that leverage of moving around, going around, following them to wherever they are being transferred to. So the other day, after she was in Port Harcourt, the lady was in Port Harcourt, she stayed for like a year, 2, 3 years, and one day she came to me and she said, Madam, I'm going back to Abuja. I said, what's the problem? She said, my daughter no longer listens to me. I said, are you serious? If she doesn't listen to you, as in what way? She said, in everything. She don't do anything, she don't do house chores, she goes to school, she come back, she tends to live the kind of life she wants to live, as in whatever way she feels like acting, that is how she acts. And now, if you cast your mind back, you will understand that the father is not there. Sometimes the father comes maybe just once in 2 years, once in 3 years, just like that. Highest in a year, he can come 4 times. So, and because he looks at leaving his job, and within him, he feels the mother is capable. Now, he calls the children time to time, he sends money, they are living well. But as I said, nothing beats when the mother and the father are together in one roof, training these children as a team. Nothing beats it. Forget the monetary support you can be getting from the other end. Forget it. But if your partner is not there, your partner is not there. So the girl began to behave funny. So she told me, she said, I can't stay here. I have to go back. I have to walk my transfer letter back to Abuja. Because she needs someone that this child needs to be scared of. This child needs to respect. Now, it's not as if maybe the girl doesn't respect her, but the girl, it's not as if the girl doesn't respect her, but the girl now sees her as if they are, how do I put it? Because she now becomes so used to her. So even when the mom threatens to reprimand her, even when the mom threatens to, like, if you do this, comes up with some kind of punishment, if you do this, this is the repercussion. She doesn't see it to be a thing. She just sees that it's mommy, and whatever mommy does is mommy. Sometimes even when you hear her speak, you'll be asking, does this child really have a good upbringing? And the mother doesn't see anything wrong with it either. But I knew with time she began to see some things wrong. And she made that choice. She took that decision and said, I just have to go back. And gladly, she worked her transfer and she went back. Now, this is not outrightly the case of single parenting. This is a partial single parenting. How much more an outright one? An outright one where you are the only person that is responsible for the child. The father is not there or the mother is not there. You are single-handedly managing the affairs of that child. What do you think will be the result? So sometimes I begin to see that possibly maybe the society is even aiding it. Possibly society is aiding it. That is the way I'm seeing it. Because with more things that is going on, I could remember those days when it happens like this. If, for example, you get, even people find it very difficult to even go into premarital relationship, how much more sex? The Bible should be our guide. The Bible should be our role model. The Bible should be our role model. The Word of God should be your role model. Not just someone being your role model. You don't know the lifestyle of the person. You don't know the activities of the person. Possibly, you just look at the person and review with one or two things the person is saying. And boom, I like the way she dressed. I like the way he dressed. I like the way he talks. And that person automatically becomes your role model. Come on. Now, let's look at the negative effects of single parenting. There are so many negative effects of single parenting, but I think we are going to just be looking at a few of the negative effects of single parenting. One of them is financial issues. Financial issues. You know, as a single parent, especially for those that are not really well to do, those ladies that don't really have what it takes to manage the upbringing of a child, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. And that is the reason why whatever thing you do, you have to understand the responsibility of training a child, of bringing up a child. It requires finances. It needs money. You need money to bring up this child. You need money for medicals. You need money for feeding. You need money for clothing. You need money to be able to help this child live a good and healthy life. Whichever way we sit, as a single parent, if you are not financially stable, money will become a challenge. Money will become a challenge because the upkeep of a child will become an issue. There are some certain requirements as a parent you need to meet. There are some certain roles you need to play, which requires money. So, if the money is not there, how do you want to manage the needs of this child? And that is where you begin to employ other wrong moves in making sure you provide for the child. I understand that business can be there, whatever can be there. There are some decisions that before you allow yourself to go into it, you have to think twice. When the pleasure is there, when the fun is there, when the tricks of life begin to sway you, then you need to understand that what will be the result of this thing I am getting into. If I am into premarital sex, what will be the result of premarital sex? We are looking at sexually transmitted disease. We are looking at some spiritual issues. Then, for the purpose of this discussion, which is the key, childbearing. If you are going into premarital sex, because the essence of sex in the first place is to have children. So if you are going into premarital sex, then you should know that you'll be procreating. You will. And that is why before you bring a person into this world or into this life, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Preparation is everything. Preparation is everything. So, what are we saying? You can imagine when the child is up to the age of 6, 7, and the child is demanding for something. And mommy is saying, I don't have it. And the next question he asks you, how about daddy? What do you say? How about daddy? If you don't have it, how about daddy? Because they look at the situation whereby if mommy cannot give, daddy should be able to give. If daddy cannot give, mommy should be able to give. I don't wish for anybody to find his or herself in such tight position. We have to work towards getting it right. All hands should be on deck to avoid these things in the society. Low parenting quality is the next. When we talk about negative effects of single parenting, low parenting quality. Don't forget that the first one we said is financial issues. The second one, low parenting quality. Whether we believe it or not, daddy has different values, mommy has different values. These two values coming together to bring up a child, you now bring up a child that is well bred. There are some values mommy may have from her own family that is not acceptable in the society. That possibly society may look at it and said, this is not a good upbringing. And when she positions it, when she says it out, or when she does it, daddy comes into the picture to correct it. You don't do that. You don't behave like this towards this child, or you don't expose this child to this thing at this age. And mommy takes correction, and she doesn't do it. Or daddy comes up with some kind of lifestyle, and mommy will say, no, the children are watching you. You don't portray such attitude. And daddy takes the correction and he changes his lifestyle. But what if there's a situation whereby it's just only one person? Mommy gives what she knows. All what she knows, she gives. Daddy also gives all what he knows. And that child ends up growing up to be a replica or a copy of either the mother or the father, depending on whoever nurtured that child single-handedly. That is the issue. Low parenting quality. We are two different beings. Daddy is from a different background. Mommy is from a different background. Brought up from different family settings. Each family have their values. Mommy has their values. Daddy has their own values. So these are things that when the two come together as one, they have a child, they are able to nurture that child, bring the child up in the right way. And as I said, let me refer you back to the story. You could see that my friend, she wasn't finding it funny because the child was not seeing her as if they are age mates. They are the same age brackets. Why it ought not to be like that? Whatever the mother says doesn't hold water until the father comes into the picture, possibly scold her or say something, and you see that fear. Or when you tell her, I will report it to daddy, you see the fear. See, the essence of having a life partner can never be overemphasized. So you shouting, men has come, I should be expecting you to use that same energy to help yourself, train yourself, go and get knowledge, nurture yourself in the Lord, and pray towards having a better partner. And when you have that partner, you also get knowledge and wisdom to be able to keep that person and make that relationship work. I will not want to make this video lengthy, but it's already becoming one. So I will try as much as possible to rush other points. Now, what's the third one? The third one is divorce. Why am I just being firm about that? If your reason of being a single parent is divorce, then you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful about the emotional and psychological health of the child. See, children learn from you, they feel your pains, They inhale everything you are exhaling unconsciously. Children learn from you. Children inhale everything you are exhaling unconsciously. And that is why sometimes you look at them and you say, this is my replica. You see a 2-year-old child behaving in a way like, who taught you? Who taught you? Watch very well. Either the mom or the dad or the siblings. Possibly when that child haven't even come up to that stage. So anything you are exhaling, these children are inhaling it. That is why we need to be very, very careful. The society you are seeing today, the most issues we are having in society today is as a result of some broken homes, some broken marriages. That is the result of some issues we are having in society today. A situation whereby the single parenting is as a result of divorce. That means the other parent needs to work very hard to make the child understand that he or she can still be loved, can still be appreciated, can still also take care of his or her own partner, and not also ending up the way mommy and daddy ended up. Because it disturbs, it worries. The child reasons it and says, okay, I don't care to help. Mommy is surviving, I will also survive. Mommy is doing good, I will also do good. Daddy is doing good, I will also do good. After all, mommy and daddy, they are not together. These are the kind of things you get. So, we have to understand that. I could remember those days, you see some things going on in the marriages and you hear the mother will say, it's because of my children, that is why I'm here. It's because of my children I'm still in this marriage. I'm not saying you should stick there. I'm not saying you should remain there, especially when it involves molestation, when it involves abuse, especially when it involves abuse. I'm not saying you should stay there. But what I'm saying is that our parents of old had a very good strategy of keeping their husbands. But these days, we have a very good strategy of attracting them. But we don't have a good strategy of keeping them. But I pray God will open our eyes and will be keen and ready to learn to get a good strategy to keep them. Another negative effect of single parenting is loneliness. Telling yourself the truth most times can take you away from some certain situations or decisions you might want to make. You know, we choose to keep that bitter lie to ourselves. We don't want to tell ourselves the truth. Tell me, how do you enjoy that relationship between just you and your children and the daddy is not there? And when Father's Day is being celebrated, you put it out there that you are celebrating yourself as the father. I'm not saying it's bad, come on. But it's the effects we are looking at. The effects. Those things you close your eyes to and you cry behind the scene. Those things you experience that makes you cry behind the scene. You can come out there, you can come all out there and be strong. You can come all out and be strong. I'm celebrating myself as a father. I'm doing very well, but behind the scene, you are somewhere crying and saying, come on, God, why me? So I want the singles to learn from this video. Learn from it. Don't put yourself in that space whereby you end up being a single parent. Either by premarital sex, either by separation, either by divorce. So that is why the time you spend on social media, the time you spend on doing other things, the time you spend on engaging in activities that doesn't really contribute to your life, why not use that same energy and go for knowledge? Go for knowledge. Be prepared. Be prepared. For every one thing you want to do, you study. For every one degree you want to buy, you study. So don't you know that the marriage you are seeing is an institution where you don't graduate? You continue, and whenever you want to graduate out of it, it becomes a chaos. Whenever you want to come out from it, it becomes a chaos. That is why you need to take your time to study and plan and pray towards it before you finally jump into getting married. Loneliness is really devastating. It kills. You are just there without your partner. Sometimes you see something, you want to call someone and smile and you laugh. Okay, you are busy with work and you have other things that you are doing. Your children, they need you to attend their end of year party or whatever presentation they have in school. You can't leave your job for that presentation and you have to play with the child. Please, mommy will not be there. Or you say, please, daddy will not be there. Come on. Assuming you had a partner, your partner would have attended, cheer up this child, and make this child feel good. Unfortunately, you are not there. Unfortunately, you are not there. So, we need to be very decisive and calculative with some of the decisions we take. There are so many effects of single parenting. Is it emotional problems? Is it raising half-baked children? So many, if I want to list them. But as I said, I don't intend making this video too lengthy. So I'll be leaving it here at today. But I want to talk to you, watching this video right now, that is still single. Please be very careful. Take your time. Seek the face of God while at it. Go get knowledge. There are some other videos you can watch on YouTube or wherever about marriages. You learn practical ways to learn on how to manage your spouse, manage your partner, have that healthy relationship which is God's plan for you, and also getting the right partner. And when you've gotten the right partner, also ways on how to keep the right partner so that you won't end up being a single parent. Single parenting is not easy. Co-parenting is everything. And to you out there that is a single parent, kudos to you. Kudos. More grease to your elbows. Keep doing the right thing. Do your research. If there's anywhere you are found wanting, work genuinely to make things work. Do genuine things to make your children proud. Let them see that you are struggling to give them the best life they have always wished. Try as much as possible not to allow the gap to be too visible, because whether you like it or not, the gap will be there. And with the help of God, anything seen to be difficult will be made easy. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you for staying tuned and God bless you. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, like my videos, turn on your post notifications to get first-hand info whenever I post any new video. Thank you. Bye.